Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So I recently released a video on a dumpster dive whereupon I found a huge score of romex wire and other great scrappable material. There was actually almost 47 pounds of romex wire, and here is a little bit of the find that I have still waiting to be stripped. Romex wire is your household wire that goes through the walls to your outlets, to your electrical panel, and it is an excellent source of scrappable material and very much worth stripping to get that clean copper price. And a couple of my viewers did comment and ask me what kind of profit I would make comparing it from unstripped to stripped, and how much money I could actually make potentially from stripping copper wire. So I actually have two experiments that I did for this video. The first one is to take the romex wire, weigh it whole, unstripped, to price it out there. Then I did it stripped. And I also did a 1 hour challenge whereby I took two half-an-hour blocks and I just stripped for 30 minutes straight, and these are my two copper spools that I got, each one from a 30-minute interval, and gonna weigh that as well to factor in how much I could potentially make from stripping this in 1 hour. And if I wanted to, I could also factor it by 8 hours if I wanted to say I stripped for an 8-hour day. So gonna start here with my first item. The romex wire does come like this, and there are different colors, different size wires inside. There are some that are yellow, that have thicker gauges, but for this experiment, I am just focusing on romex wire. And if I was to bring it in like this, because it has an outer coating, inside of it, it does have one clean wire of copper, but two that are unstripped. This would be classified as your 40% appliance wire. And currently in London, Ontario, this is going for $1.45 a pound. So for this experiment, I had about 10 pounds of it that I weighed. So gives me about $14.51 for this. So that is a nice score for sure for not doing anything with this. But the beauty of romex wire is if I open it up, just gonna take a knife, slide it through. And what I have here is, as mentioned, two wires that are coated and one strand of clean. This clean is either going to be Bare Bright or #1 copper, depending on how shiny it is. There are some that are more brownish tinge a little bit, so those are not your Bare Bright. And I do want to clarify with Bare Bright the difference between Bare Bright and #1 as well. Copper Bare Bright only pertains to copper wire, and the wire has to be thicker than 16 gauge, which is about the thickness of the lead of a pencil. So this falls under that category, okay? And to clarify as well, pipes, copper pipes, there is no classification for Bare Bright. So all pipes, the highest it will go is #1, okay? So Bare Bright only pertains to copper wire. And the nice thing about this stuff is all I have to do to open the rest of this up is to grab my piece of clean wire, hold it, and just break it apart. So now I have a nice piece of, I'm gonna call it #1 for this video, and two pieces now of a higher value copper. This is classified as 60% copper wire or copper recovery because it only has one coating of plastic. So this right here, 60% appliance wire, is going for $2.34 a pound. And as mentioned, I also now have a nice piece of clean. And this, if this was #1 copper, this is right now going for $4.42 a pound in London, Ontario. So it actually has gone down about 30 to 40 cents in the last month. But again, copper still continues to stay at a high price. And in my opinion, it will reach back up to $5 and beyond. It was at $5 a couple of months ago, and it does fluctuate back and forth. So any of my copper hoarders, keep holding on to it. It's a great thing to hold and wait for that price to continue to rise. So that I have here again. And in this, once I removed all of my waste, I had just from these two wires, about 6¼ pounds. So upgrading this, I would make about $14.63. And after that experiment, this was the clean wire that I got from it. So a really nice spool at #1 copper price. This gave me, what is it? $5.25 a pound. So just removing that outer coating, bringing in these coated wires and this clean, it gives me $19.88. So I made about $5 more just from taking that out. It only took me about 20 minutes to remove all of this to get 10 pounds worth of wire. So not a lot of time, which is good, but definitely something that you want to do at least to get that clean wire. I do see a lot of electricians, if they're not going to take the coated wire, they will at least open it and take the clean. So that is better than nothing, but you still are losing out on some profit. But again, that is the clean. The last part of my experiment, as mentioned, I had just my one coating wires here, so all black and white. And what I did was first a ½ session of just stripping this. And the first ½ hour, I got this spool. This was, once I weighed it, 2 pounds and 8 ounces. Okay, so that was the first ½ hour. The second ½ hour, I got this spool and I got 2 pounds and 6 ounces. So a great total there. And what I actually want to do for this video, just to show you, I do have my wire stripper set up. Just going to do a little challenge here to talk about or to see how much I can actually get done in a minute. And there are definitely factors that I have to look at here. If I was to say that this is an 8-hour day, I do have to factor in, again, 20 minutes off of that time for my profit. There are different gauge wires for sure. So if it was thicker wire, I would definitely get a higher weight in copper. But again, for this, I want to keep it at a constant and just have my romex. The other thing too that I have to take into consideration, if it was not just romex, is there are definitely different wires. And when you were using a wire stripper, some of the slowdown would be to adjust the wire stripper, to get the right cutting depth, to get the right hole to feed it through. I have a drill-powered or electric-powered drill, and I actually had to recharge it halfway through my second half an hour because I ran out of battery. So I did have to stop the clock. I have seen some people say if you have an electric drill, it's going to go a lot faster. So again, this is just romex. This here is just romex, but word of caution, if you are wire stripping and want to maximize your time and profit, the first thing that you need to do is make sure that you sort your wire. And I do actually have separate videos that I will include the link in my description for how to separate your wire properly. As well, some wire is actually not worth stripping. There is a lot that you'll actually lose money if you take the outer coating off. And I do also have a video whereupon I do a huge experiment factoring in the price of stripped compared to unstripped copper wire, things like extension cords, different appliance cords, other types of romex and household wire, LVT wire. So again, I will include the links of those in my description. They are, in my opinion, beneficial and hopefully can help you save time and determine for yourself if it's worth stripping or not. Because some of the things I've mentioned, you will lose profit. So gonna set up for a minute on this timer. I do have a really nice box here ready to go. My wire stripper is set to go. So just gonna put a minute on the clock. Just gonna take my wire stripper here. Again, if this was a real thing too, I would have my wire up more, but just gonna do this. And again, the other thing, because these are tail end pieces, there are some that are different lengths. So here I have a nice big piece. I have some that are about here to here. But again, for this experiment, I just did all of it in half-an-hour spans. So starting the clock, 1 minute, here we go. So again, using different strands, I'm just pulling them out. I've got 20 seconds left. So this is a nice big one. If it was just a huge spool of romex, it would definitely cut down on time and effort for sure, because I would not have to stop and start. One more, hopefully I get this through. We got 3 seconds. Oh, that's it. So I'm going to stop it there. So a nice handful of wire there for sure. So I'm going to turn that off. All right, so got a lot done here. So again, this is my wire that I have. Just have to unpeel it, but very easy to do. So here is just one piece. There it is. Look how easy that is. So here is some waste. Here is some beautiful #1 copper. And I do want to just quickly show the difference of Bear Bright and #1. So this, as I said, is my spool. This is different. This is your shiny new look. So this would be Bear Bright, and I do separate it. So this is going for about 10 cents more. So this is about $4.52 a pound. Again, the Bear Bright, or #1, $4.42 a pound. So my grand totals, as mentioned, the other stuff, I had 2.8 pounds first half an hour, 2.6 pounds, plus my 2 pounds and 3 ounces here, gives me a grand total of $26.08. So that obviously would have to be if I'm factoring in the 20 minutes, but just the 2 half an hour intervals, how much can I make in an hour wire stripping straight, gave me about $21. So $21 an hour, that's not bad. Grand total, as I said, $26.80. Comparing that to romex unstripped, I made a profit of $12.29. So again, in an hour and 20 minutes, I was able to make $12 more. And maybe that doesn't sound like a lot to some of you, but if I have spools and spools of this, I guarantee you I have another, 25, 30 pounds here. So the more you have, the higher the profit margin. And once you get into a rhythm with your wire stripper, it's endless and you can keep going. So again, hope you enjoyed that. Again, a couple questions. Yes, romex, definitely worth stripping, getting that clean copper. Having a wire stripper, other questions I've had from people, I will answer those in some upcoming videos. Again, some wire is not worth stripping, so go check out those links in my description to help save you time and help you decide if a wire stripper is worth it and also what wire is worth stripping. So hope you enjoyed that. Again, keep the questions coming. I try to answer them as quick as I can. I do love the ideas that people give me. It gives me ideas for videos. Again, some great copper, continues to be our scrapper's gold. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.